I'm not trying to insult your law enforcement, sir. But this is my daughter, not yours. You telling me if it was your child missing, you could sit there and be calm and relax and hope that someone else might take care of it?
It's obvious these guys are trouble. Trust us. We're gonna find your daughter.
When? Once she's dead?
Welcome to Rebecca Sounds Reveille. I am delighted to have you here to share an exciting time with me and my guest, who's an actor, producer, director, even a stuntman, and he's got well over 60 credits to his name with the films that he's either been involved with or been in. It's pretty exciting. You may already know him from roles in American Assassin, Lethal Weapon, Criminal Minds. He's had a very colorful palette of roles, everything from comic books to horrors. And there's something we're going to talk about today regarding a new film that he has. I'll let him introduce it, even though if you've been watching on either my or his Facebook page, you may already know what it is. But he's even guest starred on Station 19 and more. He was a stuntman. We can let you hear a little bit more about that from him. And I've got to tell you though, his career has been thriving. If you go to IMDb and you're checking him out, you're going to find a lot of really surprises that maybe you didn't even know he was involved with, and they're really things that you will want to learn more about and look for him in. He's described how putting your mind to something will really give you perseverance and you can achieve great things. He is one who has definitely shown that, and I want you to be a part of all of the things he's doing. He's very inspirational. When we finish, you're going to get links to his pages, and you want to follow him because it's very exciting to see the things that he's doing. You can definitely reach your dreams, and he's going to share with us now what he's doing, and it's going to help lead you to yours. Welcome to the show, Jeff Davis.
Hey, Rebecca, thanks for having me.
I am absolutely excited. It's been a little while since we've had an opportunity to chat, and you've been doing some really great things. And so you have something coming out. I don't want to wait too long to share with the audience what it is, but if you go ahead and tell us about your new role and what's coming.
It's a little film called Outrage, and it's a martial arts action film directed by a young Indian actor-director who actually lives in Houston. Sandeep J.L. is his name. And Sandeep, this is his first feature film, and he wrote, directed, and stars in it. And I star alongside him with a lot of local Houston and that area, Texas actors. So it was a good little project. We had fun. There's some, the martial arts scenes, the DP got right in there with the camera, and it was like Hong Kong style martial arts. So the fight scenes are amazing. There's some nice car chase scenes. It's got bikers. It's got a little bit of everything. And I play a character by the name of Mike, and I'm a good old Texas boy. And my daughter gets kidnapped, and I call in on the help of my friend Felix Chavez and Sandeep's character, which is Victor, to help me get my daughter back. So, and we get her back.
What did you say?
I said, and we get her back.
Oh, you spilled. Okay, this is good though, but there's more in there. So do you do any stunts in there?
Not in this movie, no. I didn't. But I've done it. I started early in my career. I did some stunt work, not a lot. But I grew up, I was a boxer when I was 15 years old, and I raced stock cars for when I was 18 to early 20s. So when I first got to Hollywood, I did a little bit of stunt work. I did some doubling. I did some on Waterworld for Kevin Costner, for Peter Green in a movie called Rich Man's Wife with Halle Berry.
Yes, I was just going to say that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But mostly, I actually, when I was working on Waterworld, I was talking to his stunt double, and his name is, now I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, he told me, he said, Jeff, you got to make a choice. You want to be an actor, you want to be a stuntman. He said early on in his career, he was actually in The Cowboys with John Wayne. He was a 15-year-old kid, whatever he was. And then he started doing stunt work, and he said I had to make a decision. He chose stunts, and I chose acting. So.
Well, that's interesting because oftentimes people that are coming into, this field and this profession, they don't realize that you really need to get your niche out there and become really strong at something. And that's what's going to take you where you need to go.
In any business, it helps to have a niche, I think. And, stuntmen, they work as stuntmen, and actors work as, some do both. There's a lot of them but in order to be taken seriously as an actor, it's better to focus on it. And that's what I chose. So
that makes a lot of sense. So now in your upcoming movie, Outrage, when is it scheduled for release?
We're working on that right now. I'm trying to work with the director, with Sandeep, to get it into some distributors' hands. It might be released on Amazon within the next month or so. We're working on it. So I will definitely let you know and let everyone know as soon as we get a release.
I am excited about what you have coming out, because this is going to be a biggie for a lot of those that were involved in the filming. And so for it to go out on Amazon Prime, I'll definitely be there and sharing that too. But tell me a little bit about working in Texas, because normally you are on the other side you're on the West Coast doing a lot of your work.
I had never been to Texas. I mean, I did a movie just before that. I did a movie called Showdown on the Brazos with a actor by the name of Bill Foster up in the San Antonio area. And I played a preacher, and that was my first trip to Texas. And I worked on that movie. I think I was there 3 or 4 days and did all my scenes. What they did is because I was flying in from LA, they put all my scenes into a 4-day period, and we shot all my stuff. And then they've been months shooting all the rest of the movie. And that one hopefully is coming out early next year as well. That's called Showdown on the Brazos. But while I was there, some of the actors that were there, Sandeep, the director of Outrage, came to meet me, and we made a deal at that point to come back about a month later, and I worked on his movie. So it was great. I loved Houston. I mean, the people there were great. Dedicated talent pool there, and people just want to be involved, and it was refreshing. A little different than LA.
It is a little bit different, but it's pretty hot going on here. And I don't mean just the heat as far as weather goes, but it's hot with filming and a whole host of things for the industry, the entertainment industry going on now in Texas. But I've got to tell you, Bill Foster is absolutely phenomenal. And what's really exciting about your role as preacher in Showdown on the Brazos is that on the film circuits, it just won tons of awards.
Yes. Well, I think it has a script. I don't know if the film itself has yet, but I know the script has one. I'm not sure about.
Yeah, sure I've just been seeing that come up over and over again, and I thought, wow, this is incredible.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a fun character for me, something completely different. And my first Western, I love Westerns, so it was the first chance I had to actually work on a Western. So, but I've got more in the works than that too. I've got a couple of my own in the works. So, and I've already been.
Well, we definitely want to hear more about that when you are ready to share. I do want to know though, if there's going to be a red carpet event for either Showdown or Outrage, and if there is, or a premiere, are you coming?
If it's once this whole COVID out of the system, if they do something, I'll come. Right now, I'm not traveling out of the state, staying close to home. Plus, if I leave it, then I got to come back. It's hard to get back into work here too, because they make you quarantine once you come back. So better to stay local. Now the production has picked up a little bit. The auditions are coming in, so I got to be here. But if either one of them has a premiere, I'll do my best to get there. I'd love to go see it with all the crew and cast and the people that come to watch it. So definitely.
Yes. So I'm really excited. Tell us some of the things that you found that launched you into just having such a successful career, so that we can share with the audience some motivation and some inspiration for them to achieve what they're shooting out to do as well.
I just, I woke up one day and said, I'm going to be an actor, and I sold everything and flew to LA. I just had decided, I worked on I did one play, I did a little class. I had never really done any acting. I was in my mid-20s, And this girl that was in the play and in the class with me, I ended up seeing her on TV. She had gone to New York and got on a soap opera. And, you know, I was at a point in my life where I owned my own business. I had a fitness store. I sold all the stuff, and everything was good, but something was missing. And when I saw her on TV, I said, that's what I want to do. And so I flew to LA, not really knowing. I mean, I had done nothing, basically. I had no background, no training. I just dove into it and just started doing it. I think for anyone starting out, the main thing is to know that it's a long journey. You can't just, you know, you got to be in it for the long haul. I mean, don't say, oh, I'm going to go to LA for 5 years. And if I don't make it, I'm done. Because not many people make it in 5 years. And there's the lucky people that hit something big early on. But usually when they do, then they don't know how to get work. So once that show's gone, they're gone. So it's patience. You just gotta, and work. It's hard work. You just gotta every day be working on your craft.
I love it. I love it. Do you think, looking back on your career, that you'd end up where you are now?
I thought I'd be a lot further ahead by now.
You know what? That's good. It's good that you say that, though. And let me tell you why. Because we always want to continue to reach for growing and achieving more. So I kind of like that you said that.
Well, about 3 years after getting to LA, I got married to my lovely wife, and we've been married for 25 years last week. And,
congratulations.
And we had a son, and then 2 years later had my other son. So I think being a dad came first and a husband. So it slowed things down a little bit. I had to have money coming in. So it changed my trajectory a bit. And the funny thing is back in, I think it was 2014, my youngest got his driver's license.
Uh-oh.
And I started, once that happened, it freed me up from dropping him off at sports and school. And my career just, and if you look at IMDb, you'll see from 2013, 2014 on, every year's been better than it was the previous, 20 years. So it just freed me up, and that's, but I'm glad that I went that route. Wouldn't trade any of it. It's been great. But now I'm just concentrating more on my career.
I absolutely love it. So with the whole issue of COVID, how challenging is that, not only for someone who's looking to get into the industry, but for those who are experienced and that generally can pick up some work?
Yeah, well, right now shows are starting to shoot again, but everything is auditioning at home, kind of like we're doing right here. I mean, we have to shoot our own auditions, put it in the computer, edit it, and download it to a site somewhere. So it's tough. I mean, you don't get any, like a lot of times when you're going to read for a big, recurring guest star on a TV show, you're in a room full of, there's the director and the writer and a couple producers. So you get some feedback. Now everything is, you're talking to a camera and you put it on tape and you send it in. So you just, you hope for the best. But for someone just starting out now, it's tough. I suppose there's just not as much going on right now. And when you do, the COVID protocols, which are great, they make sense, but people are testing every day, and you got to get tested, I think, a week before you can even shoot. And it's tough. And I think because of that, lower budget stuff can't afford to do all that right now. So it's definitely slowed down a lot of the smaller productions.
Oh, that makes sense. And especially when you think about the smaller productions and the amount that's already involved, and to add that, it really can wipe it out for a while. I mean, at least until
budget movies, $100,000, $200,000 movies, $300,000, that you could probably add easily $25,000 to $30,000 on top of that. And they've already budgeted, they've already gone out, got their financing. So now you've got to go back and find another $25,000, $30,000 to do all the testing and the protocol and that. So it either puts people on a shelf and they're going to wait, put the projects on the side for now, or they've got to go back out and find some more money, which is not easy.
No, it isn't. I know quite a few people that have been looking for investors over the course of the last few years, but especially over the last, 6 to 8 months. And I will tell you, it's just been a real interesting journey for them, along with turn of events, as different parts of this cycle have went on. And so you've got people that they'll feel secure and they're getting ready to move back in the game. And if there's any type of a spike, they're, pulling back and feeling not sure about the direction of the way things are going to go. And this has been a real interesting challenge on a lot of levels, not just the entertainment industry. You've got brick and mortar they were already kind of going kind of under the competition because everything's been online, but now it's a really big challenge. So it's just really interesting that you share too that a lot of auditions are done at home and off of some type of a medium like this. And if you're not experienced or comfortable on camera, that could be very time consuming to try and understand how it all works and what you want to project to a casting agent or someone who's reviewing things to get it there. So this is pretty interesting. How much time do you have to put into that, and do you have to change up your reel every time?
No, they're giving you scenes to do. I mean, when you're auditioning for a show, a movie, or a TV show, they send you the sides, and you get it. I mean, some of them it's like, can you get this in by tomorrow 10 a.m. So it's like you're busting. Other times you got 3 or 4 days to take your time and work on it. But the sooner you get in, the better, because you want to get it. You make sure there's no snags. But it's nothing. Your reel is completely separate. This is just, you put down a piece of tape, put down a character that they've asked you to put down on tape, and then you go to the computer and you have to put together your slate, and then the scene, and then this maybe another scene. Sometimes it's 2 or 3 scenes, depending on how big the part is. And like last night, for example, I had 2 different things for Toyota that I had to put on tape, and one of them had 2 characters, so I had to do both characters. And so I did that, and then I had a TV show that I had 2 characters that they wanted to see me read for, so I did those, put them into my computer, downloaded them, edited them, got them out, and then I sat down to relax. I'm going to watch a little football, and I get another text for auditions. I set everything
Awesome.
and turn the computer back on and get that one out. So I mean, it's those are great days. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I might go 5 to 10 days without any, and so then you get one day like that where everything comes at once. So we'll take the good with the bad, but it can be tiring. It's different.
I can understand how that can be tiring. And I mean, you've got to be on the go, and then you're patiently waiting or desperately waiting or anticipating, hopeful, just so many different emotions go through that. And so you get this little roller coaster going. But I've got to ask you too, I mean, you've had over 60 credits. And so with everything that you've done, and you don't have to share this, but I'm wondering, what would be the favorite typecast of a role that you get?
Oh, I don't think I've been typecast yet.
That's good.
Yeah, I haven't played the character that I really want to play yet. I mean, I played some characters that I enjoyed playing. I think Mike, the character I just played in Outrage, actually was a little bit closer to what I want to play.
Okay.
I think something like the lead character of Longmire, that kind of a Western, modern day Western, or even maybe a Matt Dillon and Gunsmoke type character. That's kind of where I want to go. Or I've got another project that I've been working on with someone that they're trying to get out, but they've attached me to it. It's like a head of the FBI investigator, which is a great character.
Mm-hmm.
But so far, that's what's tough. I mean, lucky. Don't get me wrong on this. I mean, I've been afforded a lot of different characters. I don't have a certain look that just falls into a category, which is good and bad. I mean, when you're starting out, if you look like a cop, or if you look like that, then you get a lot of those roles, smaller ones that you don't need to be a great actor, but you look like a certain thing. I never had a certain look. I kind of look like everybody and anybody, which is good, because now if you look at my reel and you look at the characters I've played, it's everything from an escaped convict, to an FBI agent, and a lot of cops and a lot of military, the Westerns, the preacher. So I mean, it's good and bad, but I think in the long run, I still haven't got the character that I really want to play.
Okay, but you know, I've got to tell you, and I want to share with the audience to definitely have them check you out on your Facebook fan page because you really engage all of us with the things that you're doing to practice different possible auditions coming up or roles that you like, different accents. And it's really very, um, it's not only entertaining, but it's really neat to watch the journey of your growth this way because some of us would never try something and then share it with everybody. And I think that this is fantastic and you're getting a lot of really good feedback.
Yeah, I mean, I've got, you know, good following, and I'm happy for that. Yeah, I like to play around with accents, and I never really learned them. They just kind of come to me. I mean, some days I'll just be sitting there and, you know, I might see someone on TV and kind of pick up their accent, or I'll talk to someone on the phone and pick up their accent. You know, like I don't know if you know Nick Faraday, the ex-golfer. He's a real funny guy. Nick Faraday. Nick Faraday, he's an Irishman. I love to, you know, listen to him talk, and I love to talk like him if I can, you know, and like that. You know, if I talk to someone who's from the South, you know, I start talking to the Southern accent, and I'm from New England. I'm from Maine, so yes, that one comes off natural to me. So you know, you just gotta drop the I's, and you know, you go right into that one. So that's yeah, that's what keeps me going. I mean, I haven't had a chance to do a lot of that other than the Southern. I get to do it, and you know, if you watch my Lethal Weapon episode, I was a guy from Texas. Outrage is a Texas kind of drawl. So, you know, it's yeah, it's exciting, and I do a lot of it. I put it on Instagram to try to engage people and you know, let them see what goes on.
I love it. I love it. I just want to share with the audience any type of social media you'd like them to connect with you. So if you'll give that out to
I
them
mean,
now, that would be great.
any social media out there, I'm JF Davis Actor. Whether I use the same handle across the board, that way it makes it easier. And even my website is jfdavisactor.com. So yeah, you can find me, you know, across the board.
I love it. I want to thank you so much for being here today. I'm excited about the upcoming Outrage film that you have, along with some other things that you might be releasing to us, hopefully shortly. I'd like to hear more about it.
And hopefully, once COVID's over, I can start shooting some of my own stuff. I got a few things in the works, so we'll see.
Well, I'm jazzed. I'm jazzed with what you've got going, and I can't wait to see a whole lot more, especially once this kind of tapers off and gets out of there, gets out of here for us to be able to get back to some normalcy. But
New normal.
thank you so much, Jeff. I'm really delighted, and I want to thank all of you for tuning in to another episode of Rebecca Sounds Reveille. Make sure that you catch up with Jeff on all of his social media because you're going to learn a lot. You're going to be engaged. He's so positive and is going to give you a lot of inspiration for the things that you do as well. Make sure you click on the description box on all of the different outlets for this. You can find out more about stuff that was going on here in this episode that might be really applicable to you, along with all the links to catch Jeff if you didn't catch it just a second ago. Thanks for tuning in.